Hi, this is Cheryl the Wayside Stitcher coming to you on October the 2nd, 2018. This is my second Flosstube video. It has been over a year and a half since my first video, which was March of 2017, very long time ago. I want to thank everybody who subscribed at that time, the people who have hung on, and all of you who made comments really gave me a big boost at that time. The reason that I didn't do any more videos right after that, I feel like I owe some sort of explanation to the community. I just had a series of really nasty headaches. I have them chronically, but sometimes they really get nasty and they go on for days. And I had a kind of a bad period of headaches and upper back pain. So I didn't do any stitching. And one day led to the next, and then it was a week, and then it was a month, and then it was a couple months, and I hadn't done any stitching. And so I felt like, well, I don't have anything to show. Why should I do a floss tube? And then the longer it goes, you just kind of fall into complacency about it, I think. So I did gradually do a little bit more stitching, and then that October 2017, I went to the Flosstube retreat in Austin, where I had a fabulous time. I can't tell you how great it was to meet people that I saw on Flosstube and interacted with on social media, because they are just like they are on here, only better. So I know a lot of people have talked about it, so I won't, rehash all of that here. But suffice it to say, if you have an opportunity to go to a retreat, if there's any way you can go, you should go. And I will probably talk about that again in a few minutes. Okay, so that was October last year. Then in December, I guess I was able to stitch a little bit. Up until November, I started having pain in my hand. So in December, I had surgery on this hand. So no stitching at all for about 5 months. It really affected this hand and these fingers. And of course, I'm right-handed. And so I was able to finally stitch in May, which was good because that's when I went to the Flosstube retreat in New Jersey, which was, again, a fabulous experience. Kudos to McKenna and Arlene for everything they did there. And Julia for the first one in Austin. I mean, it's so much hard work, and it really showed. The effort really showed. So that was fabulous, and I did my first bit of stitching there. Okay, so that was in May. I was able to do some stitching over the summer, and then around August, I started having a problem with my wrist and in my thumb. So back to the doctor. I had to have another surgery. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty well. You can't see it very well. But it's all healed now. I had surgery on, I think, September the 7th. So I've been in hand therapy. It still hurts, but I'm gonna start stitching again. So, I have put off doing these videos for such a long time, and I kept telling myself, you need to do a video, you need to do a video. And I thought, I have so much haul and, not tons and tons of stitching, but I thought, you know what? Just do it. Just start where you are. Just, and I would say that to anybody else out there. If you don't have a lot, you feel like you don't have a lot to show, that doesn't matter. People care about you, and they want to see what you're doing. At least that's the way I take it from the people that I know and the people that I've met. So I'm just going to start where I am. I'm not going to show the haul I've gotten in the time since I made my first video, because that would just be, as Trisha would say, crazy pants. I'm not gonna do that, because we would be here all night. So I'm just gonna start with what I've gotten recently with haul. But I would like to show you the things I've finished. If you follow me on Instagram, these things are old news, because I haven't put anything up really new in a while, but I will show you the finishes that I've done. And maybe a few finishes that I haven't really done real recently, but okay. So this is the most recent thing that I finished, and it's none of these are FFO'd. This is Mount Vernon Christmas by Plum Street Samplers. This is through the Dying to Stitch Club, and they send you all of the things you need to make a little pillow. So they send you the fabric, the threads, and the pattern, of course, and the backing fabric, the trim, and a needle. You can usually get into these clubs in January. You just go to Dying to Stitch. It's DYEING 2 Stitch online. And you print out a form and you send it in January. And there are several clubs. This one is the Colonial Gatherings Club. And I think there's a Prim Ladies. I'm not sure. Quaint. Then I don't know. But there are several ones, and they're all listed on that website. So anyway, that's it. I love this huge snowman. He is so huge for the house. I thought that was so funny. But anyway, I think he came out really well. Okay. I keep my finishes like this on a pants hanger with a garbage bag with a hole poked in it, and it keeps the dust off of it. It takes up a lot less space than putting it in a drawer. And then to keep it from getting marks, I put shelf liner under there. So I will show you what I've got. Okay, so this is what I was working on. I think when I left you last, I finished this last year. And this is 12 Days of Christmas by Little House Needleworks. I hope you can see this. I know at least one other person did this. I think Mamola did it. Okay, so that's that. And I think that was on Vintage Country Mocha. And then I finished Wicked. This is by Barbara Anna. And I decided, it comes with a year in there. I think 1692, which I agree. I think it was Michelle Bendy who said, that maybe designers should consider not using 1692 since the witches were accused of being witches, but they weren't actually witches. So it's kind of, I don't know, it seems like we're celebrating something that people were put to death for. Innocent people were put to death, but not to get on a soapbox about it. But anyway, I changed the date to 1955. I had a lot of thought about how long I had been Wicked. And I went through my high school graduation. I went through when I married my husband. But then I decided I had been Wicked my whole life. So I put my birth year. So I thought this was really a cute little piece. They have Christmas, she has Christmas pieces with the key. But I love the witch's hair. That's my favorite part of it, I think. A lot of people are working on brouhaha for Tracy P's Sal. I had done that before. Let's see, what does that say? 2016. So I did that at the time. And I used the Call for Threads on that one. I think he's such a cute little guy. I'm going to get him framed pretty soon and put him in our coffee area. With Coffee Quaker, which I have made only a small dent on. This is another Plum Street sampler, which I just think is so precious. Love One Another. And I did this also in 2016. But I think it is so sweet. Isn't that cute? That little pumpkin's face and all the crows. I don't do a lot of Frosted Pumpkin and Clouds Factory. I like cute things, but not too many things that I would call cutesy, but once in a while, they get me. And lately I've been into a lot of things with bees on them that are more primitive. But back in 2016, I did this little one. And I think it's called the Beekeeper. But this is I believe it's a Frosted Pumpkin. It could be Clouds Factory. I'm sorry, I didn't look. But it's cute. And I'll put that in a little frame. And lastly, this is Clouds Factory, and I thought this was great. This says, better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. I've always loved this saying, and it's been attributed to Abraham Lincoln. And I've got it stitched, Abraham Lincoln here, and here's his little face. But there's no proof that he actually said it. If you look it up, we don't really know that he's the one who said it, but it's okay. I stitched it that way, and I think it's cute. This is on just a light blue. I don't think it's a specialty fabric. I think it's just a piece of light blue that I had. Okay, so that's it. And I thought while I was at it, I would show you my 2 Halloween pillows that I have. I've had them around for a long time. This one I'll show you first. This is one that I did my first machine applique on, and I think it came out pretty well with the pieced quilting that I did around the edges. And I made an envelope back so it could be changed out. And I thought it came out pretty nice. It's cute. I like to put it out this time of year. Let's see if I can reach this one. This one I did over 20 years ago, and I have to say this is very poorly stuffed, and this is, this is pretty floppy. But anyway, this is by Shepherd's Bush, and I think it is really cute, and you can still get this in a leaflet, I think. B is for broomsticks, witches to fly. O is outrageous spooks that go by. O is for orange pumpkins so bright. These are the signs of a Halloween night. And then you can get the buttons and everything. It's real simple, and you can do this. I think this is a 10, maybe a 10 count, or maybe even a 7 count. But you can get 10 count Tula. You can get real pretty colors from Picture This Plus, and they're really soft and nice. But you can also get 7 count Clostern, I think it is, which I think this is, but it's a natural color. Anyway, that's it. And while we're at it, I've got the Christmas ones down. This is a heartstring samplers. I think they were kind of similar to Prairie Schooler back 25 years ago. But this is one that I did. Also, probably on 7 count, but you could do it on 7 or 10. And I did this with a ruffler. You can see how much nicer that looks. And there's the back. So I think that came out pretty well. Another one. Now this is a Prairie Schooler. You can take the cards, and rather than make the small Prairie Schoolers, you can blow them up and get this. So if you have trouble with eyesight, this is a great project. Or if you just want large pillows, this is a lot of fun. So I did this in 1999. So almost 20 years ago. And this was, I think, some bought trim that I got at Joann's back then. But I think it came out fine. And then one last one. This is another Shepherd's Bush with their little the little buttons on here, which are so cute. Trees, hearts, home, Christmas tide is all of these. I almost want to say Hearts, Home, Trees, Christmas Tide is all of these because it rhymes better, but that's not how they set it up. And I just love this fabric. I don't think you can get this anymore. They may have something like this at Needleworkers Delight. When I was up there in May for the retreat, I looked and I didn't see right off anything like this, but I didn't ask either. But I got this at my cross stitch shop back in the early 90s, and I had quite a bit of it. So isn't that cute? So it's got trees, and they had some that had little houses all the way around, but it's nice, makes nice pillows. So, okay. So that's those. So now I'll just show you some of the more recent haul that I have. One I'll have to pull up here. This is from the Little Stitcher. It's called Halloween. Let's see. Well, there. I think this is so cute. I want to do this, work on this month. It is so stinking cute. So anyway, you can download this on her website. It's a PDF and it's adorable. Another one that I got that I would like to work on this month, if I can. I have a tendency to overplan, and then I don't get to do stuff because you can't count on what your body's going to be like. So this one, Witchboard by Vinnie P.S. Tan. Let's see, it's Cottage Garden Samplings. So I like that. And I have that kitted up and ready to go. This is, let's see if this will show on there. This is Ink Circles, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen this one. This is the Tombstone Monkeys. So it says, Lucy Odell, she saw too much. Cornelius did hear too much. Blaise Abel held not his tongue. So I think that's cute. It's got the Memento Mori monkeys on the tombstones, and it's really cute. And then I got, from Pineberry Lane, I got the Teapot marking sampler because Emily told me to. At least I think it was Emily. 99% it was Emily. But I love it too. Isn't that cute? And I'd love to have this in my coffee. Well, it's coffee, tea, and wine. It's kind of like a wet bar area. That's where we have our coffee. But I would love to have this up on the wall with the coffee ones. This one I got recently. It's called Possessed by the Needle by Not Forgotten Farm. This may be the original. It's really hard to see, so I won't know until I actually start working on it, until I see what it's like. And Plum Street Antiques, Amberson Loughborough, 1887. I think quite a few people have this, but it says, Hark from the tomb a doleful sound, my ear attend the cry. Ye living men, come view the ground where you must shortly lie. Princes, this clay must be your bed, in spite of all your towers. The tall, the wise, the reverend head must lie as low as ours. I love that because it shows that everybody is equal. Because we really are. Nobody's better than anybody else. And of course I had to get these when I saw them because I couldn't stand it. Buzz Off by Plum Street Samplers and Eat Crow with a, that looks like, it looks like an eagle, but it also looks a little bit like a turkey vulture. So Field Mouse Hollow by Brenda Gervais. Oh my God, I couldn't stand it when I saw these. Can you see that? I'm going to take it out of its package. Look at that. Look at those little mice with their little hats and the little trick-or-treat. And look at those laces on that shoe. I love the three-dimensionality of that. Anyway, that's gonna get done. And then I got the other Plum Street Sampler one, Crone on the Hill. So you've got, I'm trying not to take all of these out because I'm lazy. I don't want to be here forever. Crone on the Hill. It almost looks like a bee skep. But I just love, you know, these humongous birds and this little tiny woman. And a crone is a wise old woman. So I like that implication. While we were we went on a 20th anniversary celebration in August 1st. We went to Victoria and Vancouver, British Columbia. There was one shop in Vancouver that I went to. They didn't have a whole heck of a lot, and some things were more expensive. But I did find a couple things that I hadn't seen here. I'm sure you can get this. I'm not sure, but I would think you could. This is Tiny Tombstones, Carriage House Samplings, Gone But Not Forgotten, Anne Casey. So I got that. I thought that was really cute. Sweet little thing. Sweet little morbid thing that some of us like. And this little thing, this is just straight out crewel embroidery. But they give you everything with it, the fabric, all the floss. And that little mouse is so cute. I couldn't stand it. And then most of you who know me at all know that I'm nuts for Outlander. So I got this bookmark kit because it's got a thistle. And thistles are a symbol, one of the symbols of Scotland, so had to have a thistle. So I got that. It's got pretty little flosses and things. So I'll share with you what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Bing. I don't know if any of you have heard of Bing, but it's called Petey's Bing. Comes in a lot of flavors. I like the cherry, the Bing cherry, and the blackberry. It's only 40 calories for a can. It does have a little bit of caffeine in it, but it's not crazy like those power drinks. Very, very little sugar. Again, a whole can. It's not cheap though. It's like $1.50 for a can, but it's really good, and it's not like you're drinking a soda. So I would recommend that. A couple more things I got from Theresa Finette, Kitten Stitcher, on her Shakespeare's Peddlers website. I got a piece of fabric, and I can't remember what I did with it, but it was one of her self-dyed ones. And I really like it, but I couldn't find it. Everything's crazy. We're building a new room on the back of the house, and I couldn't find it. But I did get these cards. Some of you at some point will probably be receiving these. But they are really cute. They're worth it. They're cards by Birds of a Feather. They don't have a chart in them, but they're just so appropriate to send to other stitchers, I think. So I think they were $9 for 8 of them, but cards are expensive. I just spent $7 on a nice card the other day. So, and one more thing, Clay by Kim. I had one of her her little needle cases. There's a little magnet in there. I mean, they're gorgeous, okay? They're gorgeous. And I got the matching needle minder. Clay by Kim. Absolutely no complaints. That's gorgeousness, okay? But if I don't get a stinking dragon soon, I am going to lose something that I can't probably stand to lose. Because I am on there like every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I mean, I'm clicking on it. I'm buying it now. I'm doing Apple Pay with my finger and it spins around and it says, something has gone wrong. Something has gone wrong. I never have that issue. And it's like I go back, sold out. So I want a dragon, people. I need a dragon. I wanted one of the Death's Head Moth dragons. I'll be very happy with a Halloween dragon. I'll be happy with any dragon except for maybe a pink one. Nothing against pink. It's just not a color of dragon that I want. Anyway, enough about that. I do have one more thing that I made. I have a couple things that I made, but I can't show those to you right now because I just mailed those off today. I gifted them to someone. And I am working on a couple of things that I'll show you. I'm working on this bird, which is going to be part of my Dark October stitching because I really need to work on this and get it finished. It is in this book by Blackbird Designs. It's the Autumn Loose Feathers. And it's a booklet, so it has several patterns in it. I'm using the called for threads. And this is, let's see, do I know what this is? I don't know. Okay. Yes, that's Vintage Country Mocha. 32 count Vintage Country Mocha. I've been starting to do more with 40 count and 36 count, and as long as I use my magnifying glass, I don't have a bit of trouble. But I do not know how you people out there who stitch without a magnifying glass do that. I really do not, because I just do not. Okay. I'm working on this one. I haven't gotten that much done, but I've gotten a little, and again, this will be for Dark October stitching. So you see a little cauldron. This is Delaney Woods Treasures All Hallows Eve. So that's the front. And I am using the called for colors for this one. Okay. And then I think one more thing I have that's a whip. Is Lindy Stitches Birds to the Boughs. And this is what I've gotten done on it, which is not as much as some, but at least I've gotten started. I'm using my own threads, Victorian Motto threads. And this is Under the Sea Fabrics Properly Primitive. It's 32 count, and I think it is just gorgeous. Let's see how it's showing up. That's close. It's got some green green and brown, but it's like a tan. It's really a fabulous color. Okay. I just wanted to say a couple things about Kitten Stitcher, Teresa. I just want to shout her out, although she probably doesn't need a shout out. But I love her so much. The first time I watched her and she was singing the Stitchy Tube song, I was like, you know, what? Who is this person? And then the more I watched her, I became addicted to her. And before I knew that she was into Mr. Rogers, I told my husband, she's like Mr. Rogers. She makes me feel so calm. I listen to her talk, and it's like really a gentle, thoughtful person. I mean, there are a lot of gentle, thoughtful people, but I mean, she just has this profound calming effect on me. Anyway, I just love her. Stitchy Tube is like a song sometimes in our house. Anyway, I'd like to say that. And also I'd like to say, especially on Instagram, to Jenny Long Dog Stitcher, girl, Izzy is your cat. I really hate to break it to you, but she is your cat. She's so cute too. Congratulations. So in 2 weeks, I'm going to be going to Minnesota to the Midwest Stitchers Midwest Cross Stitch Retreat. I am so excited. I can't tell you. To meet Michelle Rudy and Michelle Garrett and Yvonne and let's see, Marlene. I mean, and then to see a few people that I already know. I'm really excited. Plus to get out of this Florida heat because I'm tired of these 90s, but it's been down in the 80s a little bit lately, so that's better. But I'm really looking forward to that. I'm sure we'll have a great time. I guess that's about all I have. So it's been long enough. I'll try not to make it another 1.5 years before I do another video. And those of you, again, who are thinking about going to a retreat, if you can't get into one that you want to get into, keep trying because spots open up. If you're an introvert, guess what? So am I. So are probably 90% of cross-stitchers. We have a hobby where we sit at home and we stitch. We'd probably rather be there than anywhere else. We tend to be very bookish people. We like our TV shows. We like our iPod serial killer broadcasts. At least I do, and I know a lot of other people do. So we're pretty introverted, but you know what? When we get together in those groups, it's like there are no strangers. There are no strangers, and you can walk up to somebody. And if you don't, somebody will probably walk up to you, or you'll be at a table full of introverts and you'll start talking and you'll all be friends. It is the best thing that has happened, I think, to this group, but next to Flosstube, is starting these retreats and letting us get together. Because I have friends, but they don't cross-stitch, they knit, or they have horses, but that's it. And I don't have any stitchy friends around here. But I have stitchy friends all over the world. And you can too. So anyway, I just hope this finds you well and happy and relaxed and happy stitching.